You're watching The American on ESPN+. Tonight from beautiful Orlando, Florida, UCF plays host to the third-ranked Houston. And hi, everybody. Along with Rich Slosik, I'm Roger Twibel. It is great to be with you. And Rich, second meeting of the season for these two teams. They played in Houston on December the 31st, and Houston came away with a 71-65 win, but it was a close game throughout.
It was a one-point game with under 2 minutes to play, and then Houston finished out the game by going 9 of 12 from the free throw line for the winning margin. As you take a look at some of the highlights from that first game, some good outside shooting, very good inside play. Mike Durr for UCF, who will not play tonight. Tremont Mark had a big first half, but it was 20 points off turnovers and 30 points in the paint for Houston as they got the win.
And also tonight, a couple of outstanding freshmen in Taylor Hendricks and Jarris Walker.
Two guys with tremendous NBA potential. Walker, the reigning player of the week in the freshman variety, over 10.5 rebounds last week, 3 of the offensive rebounding variety, second in the team in scoring, second in rebounding, and Taylor Hendricks leads UCF, has won the freshman of the week 5 times. He leads the Knights in scoring, rebounding, and block shots.
So as we get set for this matchup here this evening, of course, Rich, Temple with the upset of Houston. They were ranked number 1. They're now ranked number 3 in the country. And for UCF, injury problems, they've lost 2 in a row.
They have lost 2 in a row. Mike Durr, who we mentioned earlier, the 7-footer, will not play with a hand injury. However, UCF gets back the services of Darius Johnson at the point. But when you look at this Houston roster, they are so deep and they guard you like a dog guards his bone.
There's a veteran head coach, Kelvin Sampson. Washington State, Oklahoma, Indiana, NBA assistant. And now at Houston, and of course, Johnny Dawkins. And last game that we did, Rich, amazing double overtime victory for UCF against Memphis, but it's been a struggle since then.
It certainly has. They got a couple of rally games when 2 of the players go down, Johnson and Durr, and they're able to pull out a game against Memphis, but since then have lost games at Tulane and at South Florida.
Yeah, and that Tulane game, which was right after the win over Memphis, they got down by 18 in the first half, battled back, made it close in the second half, just ran out of gas.
Battled back to a 3-point spread, but Tulane was able to pull out the home victory.
KB Burnett Jr., Alandis Poole, and Patrick Evans, the officials tonight, as Houston has the basketball.
Keep an eye early on how effective Houston is at getting into the paint, whether it's off a drive or an offensive rebound.
Send it back outside. Mark can't get it to go. Rebound pulled away there by Roberts. Good rebounding team. Shed, Sasser, a couple of good guards. That's Sasser there. Walker won't go. And it will go over to UCF. Johnny Dawkins very emphatic at practice today about winning this game tonight. He says some people think that, Houston should be upset. They were number 1 in the nation. Hey, we've lost 2 in a row. We're upset about it. We want to get a win.
You're absolutely right. The key is 3-point shooting. Taylor Hendricks gets off to a good start. And Houston, the number 1 team in the conference in 3-point field goal defense.
Houston 18-2 on the season, 6-1 in conference play. Their only other loss besides that loss to Temple the other day was to Alabama earlier this year. And the nice spin move there by Jarris Walker.
Good recognition by Houston. They see the mismatch. No double team comes. Walker's going to be a problem.
2 Horton, pull up, got it.
Good ball movement by UCF on that possession. Freshman on freshman right there.
Pass inside. Now try to go back outside and thrown away.
You know, it's interesting that Walker gives that up. One of the things that Coach Sampson has talked about with his tremendous freshmen is be more aggressive and try and get into the flow a little bit sooner.
Kelly, pull up, little floater won't go. And the rebound taken away by Roberts. Sasser averaging over 16 points a game. And the foul's going to be on Kelly.
Roger, Marcus Sasser has come back this season on a mission. Last year, he hurt his foot. This year, he is playing like the player of the year in the American. You can see C.J. Kelly get his hand caught in the cookie jar.
Well, and Sasser, I mean, he's 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio, as I mentioned, over 16 points a game. For three from outside, and it won't go. Kelly skied for the rebound, knocked away. Shed. And saved by Kelly. And it'll be UCF basketball. Great hustle right there by Kelly.
Heads-up play by Kelly, able to knock it off the Shed. But one of the keys for UCF is going to be the team rebound. You know, they give up a little bit inside without Durr. The guards are going to have to come back and rebound for UCF to be successful.
Horton for three. Hits! UCF is off to the hot start, and they've got an 8-2 lead.
Just the opposite of what we saw in Houston a month ago. Houston came out to the big lead.
Walker, got it, three-pointer. UCF, 13-6 on the season, 4-3 in conference play. The miss there and quickly down to the other end. And the slam by Roberts.
Quick shot on one end. Slow in transition. Houston will make you pay.
Rich, one of the best defensive teams in the country is Houston.
They have taken on the personality of their head coach.
And then the steal from behind. Walker! That's a finish.
This is what Houston does to you, Roger. You think you're in a comfortable lead, but they get spurts so many different ways. Defensively, in transition.
Hendricks loses it. Shed drops it off. That won't go. Roberts couldn't get the finish. Kelly sends it to the corner. Johnson can't get the three. Fast and furious so far here in Orlando. We got a timeout on the floor. 15-20, let's go in the first half. And Houston's got a 1-point lead. And welcome back to Orlando. Take a look at the conference standings. And Houston leading the way at 6-1, Temple at 6-2, and then Memphis at 5-2, UCF at 4-3.
Well, Temple did what many teams have tried to beat Houston at Houston, but Taylor Hendricks, what looked like a posterizing dunk by Houston, but Taylor Hendricks knocks it away, his 35th block of the year.
This is an interesting stretch here for Houston, Rich, because after the loss to Temple at home in their last game, including tonight, 3 of the next 4 on the road. Go back home for Cincinnati, then they're at Wichita State, and then at Temple. So this is really an important stretch of games for them.
Well, this really is going to determine whether or not Houston wins the league. When you look at 3 out
nice
of 4
drop
on the
off
road,
there.
just easily break the press, keep the ball off the floor, and get an easy one.
Roberts with the finish and the nice dish from Walker.
Take another look. They throw the home run pass against the press. Nobody there playing safety, and they get an easy 2 at the rim.
11-8, 3-point lead for Houston. Johnson guarded by Shed. Seven to shoot. 3. Not close there for Hendricks. And here comes Houston. Shed. And the finish by Roberts. Maybe offense by accident a little bit, nonetheless.
Well, it's caused by dribble penetration. Another time where Houston gets the ball into the paint, it makes good things happen.
13-8. Hendricks driving, finish! Taylor Hendricks.
Well, he got to the side of Walker, and once that happened, when no rotation came, Walker got the easy one at the rim.
So far, Houston 6 rebounds, UCF 3. Great ball movement right there. The corner 3, and Sasser knocks it down.
Now you got to pick your poison on that. Sasser, who's a very good three-point shooter, Walker, but excellent extra pass by Walker.
And they're going to call an offensive foul right there on Johnson.
Houston doing a very good job of denying the entry pass to the wing, and it forces Johnson to keep the ball in the middle on the floor, and he gets called for a little bit of a bump.
It's just anytime you drop that shoulder, Rich.
It makes it easy for the official.
Emmanuel Sharp has checked into the game, number 21 for Houston. Redshirt freshman from Tampa. Pull up for 3. Sasser has got it. Marcus Sasser.
Coach Dawkins going to get a timeout.
13:03 left to go here in the first half. And 19-10, Houston with the lead over UCF.
Darius Johnson gets over the ball screen, but he's playing Sasser to be a driver on that. Sasser with the step back 3.
%36% on the year from three-point land for Sasser.
You know, we saw an unbelievable performance a couple weeks ago when Memphis came to town with Kendrick Davis, who some would say would be the player of the year in the American if it ended tomorrow. But Marcus Sasser has been the leader of this Houston team, and he has hit some big, big buckets for the Cougars, chasing Mr. McIver for the all-time lead in threes at Houston. 236 is what he has right now.
Kelly thought about it. He's going to drive to the basket. We'll send it back outside. Johnson now to set things up. Going to call the foul there on Emmanuel Sharp. So Johnson's playing his first game in a while, but he's been practicing a bit though, Rich.
Well, he practiced halfway the last 2 days after his foot injury. We'll see how his stamina holds up against this pressurized Houston defense.
Jalen Young checks into the game. 6'2" sophomore from Dallas, Texas. Horton, nice bounce pass, and in! The finish by Chun.
If UCF can get scoring out of Chun, that will be a tremendous break for them this evening.
No question about it. He's only averaging 2 points a game.
Well, he's at his average right now.
Absolutely. Well, that was a strong move right there by Jarris Walker. He was able to draw the foul.
I love the matchup between these two young guys.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, Walker more of a inside rebounding banger who has expanded his game to the three-point line. Meanwhile, Taylor Hendricks, who played in the post in high school, has become one of the best three-point shooters in the American in his freshman year. Both of them very good shot blockers as well.
67% free throw shooter. And Javier Francis will now check into the game for Houston. 6'8" sophomore from New Orleans. And Walker makes them both. 21-12. 12-13 left to go first half.
One of the things you need to do against this Houston defense is shift them from side to side and make rotation a little bit longer.
Kelly, the deep three.
Or shoot it from longer.
(21-15).
We've got a mismatch.
Mark misses the offensive board by Francis. And the foul on UCF.
Jalen Young skips it to Kelly. Downtown Orlando.
Welcome back, along with Rich Savosic. I'm Roger Twyville. And how about the father-son duo, particularly tonight, Kelvin Sampson and his son Kellen. But Rich, you had two sons. You couldn't talk them into going into coaching with you?
One is coaching soccer, but the other one is not. You know, it's interesting. You hear about coaches coaching their sons, but not very often do you get an opportunity to coach with your son. Kellen Sampson, one of the bright young coaches in college basketball. And the last one on that list, Mike Davis, who's coaching with his son at Detroit Mercy, also coaching his other son, Antoine Davis, who is the NCAA leader in three-point field goals made right now.
21-15, Houston with the lead. 11:25 left to go first half. Houston has won the last 6 meetings with UCF and 10 of the last 11. Good job defensively right there. Brandon Suggs. Makes the good defensive play.
Suggs, who did not play very much in the first game, has certainly come on strong. He's been more consistent, and they will need his defensive work here this evening.
Yeah, in that first game, Darius Johnson had 17 points and 8 rebounds in that contest. Horton had 14 points and 6 rebounds. Good look underneath, and the finish right there by Taylor Hendricks. (21-17). Down the lane and knocked away. Francis thought he was going to slam that home, and it was knocked away. Good defensive play by UCF as Young tries to drive the lane. Kelly now. There's Brandon Suggs. 7 to shoot. Not in time. Young had his back to the basket there, and he got double teamed. And
nowhere to go, Roger, nowhere to go. Unlike the last possession, C.J. Kelly, very adept at getting into the paint. He pulls the defense, and they're watching the ball. Hendricks alertly cuts back door for the easy 2 inside. And on the other end, C.J. Kelly getting the block.
Sasser thought about it. They're going to call the foul. It's going to be on Jalen Young.
One of the things that the officials have done early in this game, they've set the tone that if you put your hands on the ball handler, they're going to call the foul. They will let you use your body, but do not put your hands. Players must adjust to how the officials are calling the game.
Houston had a 9-game win streak, snapped in that loss to Temple. Oh, what a nice move there by Emmanuel Sharp,
who hasn't played very much. Comes in with a lot of patience.
Hendricks off the glass.
They got your debit card, Roger. The banks are open.
(23-20). The lead is 3 for Houston. And the ball knocked away. Quickly, here's Young. Hendricks, bounce pass inside.
Roger, I would have liked to have seen just Hendricks gather himself and take the shot. That's a hard catch for Chun. And Hendricks, the more effective inside scorer, needs to put it on the rim and let Chun clean up the miss.
Chun's 6'10". Normally you just say, throw it up in the air to a guy. It's 6'10".
Well, in that case, Hendricks, the better scorer, I wouldn't throw it up.
Exactly.
Let him get an offensive rebound. C.J. Kelly giving some good minutes at the point. alongside of Jalen Young.
Horton back in the game. The runner got it and count it.
Horton on the crossover, and again, I will say this, the officials are very consistent. You could see Sasser's hand on Horton's hip. If he plays it with his body, the officials don't call it. Gotta keep the hands off the dribbler here this evening.
And Horton completes the three-point play. And we are tied at 23 with 8:38 left to go first half. Sasser wide open from three. Hits!
Over helping by Brandon Suggs. Gives Sasser the wide open three. Good
That's his
penetration.
third. He's 3 out of 3. Horton driving the lane. Draws the foul.
Watch as dribble penetration comes. Suggs comes way too far, and there's no way he's getting back on Sasser. You cannot leave Marcus Sasser that wide open.
Diane Freeman checks into the game now for UCF. 6'6", redshirt junior out of Springfield, Missouri.
Roger, that was Sasser's second foul. Coach Sampson pulls him out, trying to manage his seniors' foul trouble here in the first half. We'll see how long he keeps him on the bench.
1 point game, 26-25. Houston with the lead. Step back three, got it. Goodness sakes, Emmanuel Sharp.
That's a case where you're there. You don't tap a guy in the stomach. You get a hand up in his face. College players are too good as shooters.
Oh, the floater won't go for Horton.
Shed lost a shoe.
Can't play with one shoe, Rich.
He did a good job on the defensive end there with one shoe.
Timeout on the floor. 7:27 left to go first half. Houston leads it by 4.
How well they guard the ball and keep it in front of them. That's one of the few times where Hendricks is able to get the defender on his hip, but Houston #1 in the country. Scoring defense, scoring margin, rebounds. They're #1 in three-point field goal percentage defense.
You know, and just in some other stats they've accumulated through this year, they have 51 more blocks than their opponents. They have 66 more steals than their opponent. They have 108 fewer turnovers than their opponent. and they have 103 more assists than their opponent.
That is a mark of a veteran, selfless team. When you think about it, what Coach Kelvin Sampson has done. Houston, the first team in the American ever to be ranked #1 in the country. They bring a #3 ranking in here to UCF. First time a top 5 team has ever visited the confines of Edition Arena.
Hendricks has got 12 points now, and it's a 33-27 Houston lead. 5:15 left to go first half. The pull-up, and how about that? Mark knocks it down. Kelly had a look at it from 3, turned it down. Suggs. And the rebound pulled away by Emmanuel Sharp. He's giving him some nice minutes.
He really has.
Fouls called on UCF. And Darius Johnson and Brandon Suggs are going, what?
It looked like he hit him with his shoulder, but the official thought he was still sliding alongside him. It's an interesting thing now, Roger. I would tell my players when I coach, when you get a call like that at one end, don't settle for a jump shot at the other end. Chances are the official will call the contact at the other end. We'll see how UCF reacts after these free throws. But Shed is having an outstanding year. Big game the first time, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists.
Plays the most minutes on the team, 32 minutes a game. Missed that one. So now the lead is back up to 9 for Houston with 4:40 left to go first half from Orlando. Deep 3, no problem. Ithiel Horton, the redshirt senior, averaging about 12 points a game, and looked very confident on that shot. As the solid three-point shooting continues for both of these teams. They're both 5 of 9 from 3, and another won't go there. Battle for the rebound. And it came between Sharp and Kelly, and the possession arrow to Houston. Off of Kelly will remain with Houston.
Coach Sampson, you can hear him from here.
Just get open.
You gotta get open.
They got open.
Doesn't matter how loud it is in here, you can hear Coach Sampson's voice.
Ball momentarily knocked away. Roberts did a good job to get it back. 5 to shoot. From 3, won't go. By Mark, loose ball. Sharp's got it. From the corner, the 3.
No, stepped out of bounds.
Yep.
Both teams, Roger, getting after it.
Timeout on the floor, 3:46 left to go in the first half from Orlando, and Houston leads it by 6. And welcome back here to Orlando, Edition Arena. UCF and third-ranked Houston. And Ithiel Horton.
Well, he is nearing closer to 1,000 points in his career after that last three-point shot. He is at 999. More importantly, for UCF, 13 here in the first half.
And needs one to reach 1,000 career points. In the first meeting between these two teams, Horton had 14 points and 8 rebounds. Right now, 3:46 left to go first half. And Houston with a 36-30 lead over UCF. And Rich, both teams shooting lights out. Houston 60% from the floor, 45 from three. UCF 55 and 55.
Both teams have made some tough shots, but whoever tightens up the defense could be the team that pulls one out here this evening.
Johnson finds Hendricks in the corner. Can't get it to go.
You're not going to get a better look than that. Good dish by Johnson.
Driving to the basket, blocked by Hendricks. UCF on the move. Oh, the pass thrown just a little bit behind June. Kelly will step aside, has his three-pointer blocked, and now Houston will hurry down to the other end. And a traveling call.
Well, that's a case where Kelly tried to draw a foul. He had the open three, got the defender up in the air.
You don't see many three-pointers blocked, do you?
No, you don't. Especially after the defender jumps by you. It's a good recovery by Houston.
Kelly back out to Johnson. Johnson has not scored so far tonight. Trying to find something there, and now ball is thrown away.
A little miscommunication between Johnson and Horton. You wonder how valuable practice is. There's a perfect example. Johnson hasn't practiced in 2 weeks. Goes late the last couple of days. Miscommunication happens. This is a big 2-minute stretch for UCF to not let this game get away.
7 to shoot. Shed. Might have been a push right there. The fall away won't go, and Hendricks the rebound. So Arsenault not able to complete that shot right at the buzzer. And now the whistle.
Darius Johnson, unlike Jalen Young, because of his strength, is able to put pressure on that Houston defense. And that time he's able to draw the foul.
Well, Rich, rebounding's been the key so far tonight. Houston with 16 rebounds and UCF with just 8, but more importantly, on the offensive glass.
On the offensive glass, 6 offensive rebounds already.
Kelly thought about the three, and in the process, a traveling violation.
Kelly is very indecisive on that one. You know, Roger, there are a lot of paved roads with flat squirrels who couldn't make a decision. Perfect example right there. Kelly got caught in the squat, got called for traveling.
I've never heard that one before. All the years we've worked together, I've never heard that one before.
Yeah. Well, every now and then, even I can get one on you, Roger.
Okay. Taken away by UCF. Kelly throws it up. Hendricks has got it knocked away. Everybody keeps saying they're kicking the ball. They're kicking the ball.
Take a look. Hendricks with the offensive rebound. The swat down. And what they called was the Houston guy's foot on the line when he saved it.
1:20 left to go in the first half. 36-30. Houston with the lead.
They need to stay away from setting the ball screen with Chun.
Johnson. Oh, how about that step?
In the old days, that would be traveling. But now it's the Euro step.
Euro step.
As he gets the hop and the step and the basket.
36-32, under a minute to go. Oh, and UCF is calling for a travel. They don't get it. 7 to shoot. Shed has it knocked away. Johnson knocked it away again. Now a foul. With 3 to shoot, fouls called on Darius Johnson.
You can see Chun fails to cut off the driving lane. We had no angle on that. I can't tell. The official I will trust in this case had the better angle. As a former coach, I can't believe I'm actually trusting an official.
I'm just letting you go with that. Right? Shot 8.7 points per game, 3.4 rebounds. So Sasser got in some foul trouble, knocked around, and Houston is going to take a timeout.
You know, there's an example of Houston's tenacity on the glass. And also the fact that UCF is missing Michael Durr. Lahat Chun playing more minutes than he would normally play. That's a defensive rebound that the Knights must come up with if they are to be successful against Houston.
Well, and just for example, in the previous game, Chun played 3 minutes in that game. Suggs played 9, Young played 5, and Freeman didn't play. Because Durr played 33 minutes, and of course he's out for the remainder.
On the
Is he going to get back before the end of the year, Rich?
So
are they hoping for that?
He has a hand injury, and they're hoping that he will be back either for the Tulsa or the Memphis game. That is the prognosis from the doctors. And he has been, you know, he's one of those guys. He's not the most explosive player. He's not going to knock you out with stats, but he anchors the defense.
He's
in
a presence,
the back.
right? Yeah.
He talks to his teammates. He lets them know they can pressure out front, and he basically patrols the paint. And then on the offensive end, when he sets the ball screens, he's a capable catcher and can shoot the ball out to 15 feet.
36-32.
You see a UCF zone here for the first time.
7 to shoot inside. Knocked away. Shed with the rebound and the putback. UCF 5. Kelly draws the foul with 2.9 remaining in the first half.
You can see, good job by Walker cutting it off, but once he leaves his feet and gets into the offensive player's cylinder, that's an easy call for the official. It's not what happened upstairs with his arms, it's what happened down below with his body as he jumped into the cylinder of the offensive player.
Look, Kelly at the free throw line. 81% free throw shooter. He's had some back problems, Rich. Been tough for him to practice.
Well, he had 30 points a few weeks ago against East Carolina, hurt his back in that game, and it was not until...
Oh, goodness. How about that? Was that Chune?
That was Chune.
Yes.
Gave Houston a little dose of their own medicine.
And we've reached halftime. And he's got 4 points, 2 over his season average. Welcome back. Halftime, 38-34. Houston leads UCF. Want to remind you of the Baseball Fan Fest. Meet the team, get autographs, swing for your seats, your season ticket holders. That's at John Juliano Park, Saturday, February 11th from 2 to 4. And joining us right now is head baseball coach of UCF, Greg Lovelady. Greg, thanks for dropping by.
I appreciate you having me.
Hey,
thank you.
Felt like baseball weather today. It was about 86 out there.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's one of the big things about loving to be in Florida. It's baseball season 365 days, so we're excited. Our guys were out there working hard and getting their individual work in, and it was we were definitely taking advantage of it.
So when do you get officially started, and when's your first game?
Yeah, so first official team practice starts on Friday. So all around the country, everybody's getting after it, and then February 17th is our first game. So Siena in town from New York, and it'll be it's always a good time, opening day. No matter who you're playing, it's always baseball. Opening day is unlike any other, opening night or whatever of any other sport. It's just as different. So, I'm really excited.
So, your pitching staff, guys returning, newcomers. Yeah. Who are you looking at as your starting pitchers this year?
Yeah, it's crazy. Our whole entire team is built, obviously in this game you're looking for talent and you're looking for age. And so I think we've got a good group. Rudy Gomez, an older guy that's been in college for 5 years that is going to probably pitch on our weekend rotation. Ben Vespi, who's been in our program for 3 years, been a big part. Then we got a couple transfers. Najir Victor from Florida Gulf Coast is going to be a big part of our team. Dom Stagliano, who's a freshman All-American at Stetson. And Cam Leiter, one of the Leiter kids, Al Leiter's nephew, is a freshman on our team and really, really talented, who's going to have as a big role as one of our starters. So those guys are kind of Jacob Marlowe, who pitched for us a lot last year as a freshman. Those guys are in the mix to start for us. Obviously, Rudy and Ben being two veteran guys who are definitely going to anchor our staff.
So looking back to last year's season, going into this year's season, what did you need to do to improve your baseball team?
Yeah, well, one, get healthy. We had a ton of injuries last year. 35 wins in college baseball is not easy to do, and we did it with a lot of our guys sitting on the bench, unfortunately. So obviously getting healthy, we lost some guys to the draft, but just trying to get more depth and again, get older. I mean, that's going to be a big thing for us.
Coach, here's the draft picks. Talk a little bit about each of those.
Yeah, so Alex Freeland obviously was our starting shortstop. Great player. Really miss him. But again, broke his hamate, missed half the season last year. Connor Stain, Hunter Patterson were our two aces, 1A and 1B. Felt like they could beat anybody in the country. Both guys go down. Connor missed a lot of time just with a blister issue. Hunter had Tommy John surgery. So it was tough not having those guys. But, a lot of guys stepped up, and they got a lot of experience. Younger guys that probably we didn't think we were going to get a lot of innings last year, really had to step up with all the injuries. And so it was good to do that, because I really think it set us up to have more depth this year.
So you always look at strong down the middle. Doesn't matter what sport you're playing. Quarterback, center, running back, safety, football, baseball, catcher, pitcher, middle infielder, center fielder. We already talked about the pitchers.
Yeah.
How about the fielders?
Yeah, so Ben McCabe, Cole Russo. Ben McCabe is a fifth-year senior, again, one of those older guys that we got back that had to play first base last year for arm injury, but back now, being able to catch. Him and Cole will be two great guys behind the plate that are older, that have done it. Again, Cole's a guy that got a lot of experience last year as a freshman. Our middle infielder, Drew Farreau, huge freshman recruit for us. Andrew Brait, who, again, another guy that's been injured, that is a fourth-year guy, and Tom Josen, another 23-year-old that will probably be in the mix in second base. And then in center field, Corey Robinson's a transfer from the University of Florida, had our best fall offensively. And then there's this guy, John Rice Plumley, I think, maybe played another sport for us. That definitely be a big asset to us. So just excited about those guys. But again, up the middle, you got to be tough and strong, and especially defensively. And we got a really good group.
All right, Coach. Good luck. Once again, opening day is
February 17th.
February 17th.
Yes.
All right. Coach Greg Lovelady, head coach of the UCF baseball team, joining us here at halftime, where Houston has a 38-34 lead.
Welcome into halftime here in the American Studios. I'm Morgan Huber. 11 weeks. Welcome into halftime here in the American Studios. I'm Morgan Huber. 11 weeks into the hoop season, and we've seen plenty of standout performances. Let's now take a look at the most recent ones here in American's Best, looking at the men's and women's basketball players of the week and freshmen of the week. On the men's side, Memphis forward DeAndre Williams earned the Player of the Week honors after averaging 27.5 points and 11.5 rebounds in the Tigers' 2 wins. The senior posted 29 points and 15 rebounds against Wichita State at home and followed that performance with 26 points and 8 rebounds on the road at Cincy. The freshman phenom Houston's Jarris Walker was honored after his 6 points and a team-high 9 rebounds in the road win at Tulane on Tuesday, before then recording 9 points and a game-high 12 rebounds against Temple 5 days later. As for the women, East Carolina's Amaya Joyner picked up the Freshman of the Week honors after a dominant week for the Pirates. She averaged 17 points and over 7 rebounds in the 2 wins. Against Cincinnati, she scored 18 points, one shy of tying her career high, and added 10 rebounds before then putting up 16 points and 5 rebounds at Wichita State. The Player of the Week in women's hoops was awarded to South Florida's Dulcie Fancam-Mengiadu. The senior forward helped push the Bulls' winning streak to 8 straight after recording her 15th and 16th double-doubles of this season. Fancam-Mengiadu had a 22-point and 17-rebound performance against Houston, followed up by 18 points and 13 rebounds against in-state rival UCF. For more on these award winners and for the full list of men's and women's basketball schedules, be sure to visit our website, theamerican.org. Keep it right here on ESPN+. We have more coming up for you here next.
And welcome back to Orlando. Houston with a 38-34 halftime lead over UCF. What do you think Kelvin Sampson told his team at halftime, Rich?
I think both Coach Sampson, Coach Dawkins said the same thing. Will somebody box out on a missed free throw? Both teams took advantage in that last minute. Houston came out firing from the three-point line. 5 of 11 in the first half. Marcus Sasser only played 10 minutes, but went 3 for 3 from the three-point line.
Yeah, both teams 5 of 11 from three-point land, as a matter of fact. Horton was 2 of 3. And the stats from the first half. Difference there in the rebounds, Rich, as we noted, and also 16 points in the paint, plus 6 fast break points for Houston.
Well, the difference in this game is simple. 8 offensive rebounds to 2, Houston's advantage, and that has been a key.
And the matchup between these two talented freshmen.
Well, both of them had a very good first half. Walker with 11, Hendricks 12. Hendricks with a couple of blocks as well. Walker with a steal and 3 assists.
Good first half of basketball.
You know, this is not an easy game to officiate. I thought the officials did a solid job in the first half. Very physical game. We'll see how it goes here in the second.
UCF start things off offensively. Darius Johnson. June. Kelly, the runner. And the rebound pulled away by Walker. Step back from the side, count it! And the foul is Mark, right on the mark. And the chance for the three-point play.
You can see Houston, they've changed. They're going to go hard on any ball screen by Chun and just double him, because Chun is not a threat when he catches the ball. And this is where UCF misses Michael Durr. Look and see if UCF changes that ball screen action to set it with Hendricks instead of Chun.
Mark misses the free throw for a 6-point lead for Houston. Just underway, second half here from Orlando. Johnson hits! There you go.
Darius Johnson playing like he hasn't been sidelined for 2 weeks on that shot.
Any change in the defense for UCF, Rich?
What happens is they switch so many screens, sometimes you end up with a mismatch.
3. Wow. Mark, how about that?
Terrific shot by Mark. Good defense by Kelly. He forces a contested three-point shot.
43-36 as Mark, the sophomore from Dickinson, Texas, knocks down the three-pointer. Kelly hits!
Yeah. Kelly says, hey, I could do that too.
We've got a three-point shooting clinic going on here tonight. And losing the basketball. Come on, Mark. Turns it over.
And Roger, to your point, both teams shooting the ball well from the three, but these are two very good defensive teams at guarding the three-point line, but guys are making shots.
Horton. Now Johnson, 6 to shoot. Kelly. Johnson.
Chun knocked it away from Horton.
Quickly down to the other end. And Kelly knocks it away as Mark was going up for the slam.
This is just a terrific hustle play by C.J. Kelly. You know, coaches preach it all the time. Don't give up on plays. Those are what changes games. We'll see if UCF can hold on this possession.
Sasser. Now back to Shed. Sasser's got it. Five to shoot. Oh, goodness sakes. Jamal Shed for three.
I mean, all you can do is shake your head. That's a good shot by Shed. Good solid defense wasted by UCF.
7-point lead. June comes up with it. Johnson tries to send the pass to Hendricks. Back outside to Horton. Hits!
Heads up play by Darius Johnson. And the ball is deflected. Always knows where the open man is.
46-42. Houston with the lead. Wide open from three-point land. Gets his own miss. Does mark and knock to the floor. And the foul.
Roger, we're watching some terrific freshmen here as we watch Darius Johnson kick it out to Horton for the three. You know, on that last possession, Jarris Walker drives and kicks it as we see and congratulate Ethel Horton on achieving 1,000 points in his career.
And he's got 16 points tonight. He had 14 in the first meeting between these two teams this season. Pull up by Sasser. Won't go. Loose ball. And right there to put it in is Roberts.
That's what they do best. Kelvin Sampson told us before the game, you know, we got to be who we are. And they go to the glass better than any team in the country.
Oh, underneath. June is blocked. Blocked by Walker.
Walker just erases that.
Sasser. And blocked by Hendricks. Oh, goodness. Fast and furious. 7 to shoot. Shed, the floater. Won't go. Walker the rebound. Woo! We got some action.
Back and forth, Roger.
I'm telling you, 48-42, Houston at the 6-point lead. Welcome back to Edition Arena. This is Taco Fall. Knights Flair from 15 to 19. Now playing over in China.
Taco Fall currently playing in China, as you mentioned. Played in the NBA. There's a guy who will play in the NBA, Jarris Walker, with a block of Chun. And another guy who will play in the NBA, Taylor Hendricks, who knocks it away at the rim.
Well, here's a stat. So far tonight, Houston with 26 rebounds, 13 on the offensive glass.
2-3 for UCF.
48-42, 6-point lead. 15:03 left to go in this, what has been a terrific college basketball game so far.
Both teams playing hard, playing aggressive, and making shots on the offensive end as well.
Particularly the three-pointers. Both teams 7 of 14 from three-point land. From the side, shot won't go for Walker. Loose ball, and it'll go to UCF. So, Rich, when things in a game evolve, look at it's fast-paced, a lot of action. You want to play a certain way, but if you're doing really well, playing the way things are going, you just let it go as a coach?
Well, you know, you're making threes, and I don't know that Coach Sampson wants his team to shoot as many threes. However, as long as you keep going to the offensive glass, and also, how are you getting your three-point shots? Both teams doing a great job of moving the ball and shifting the defense.
Kelly will take the three. Hits it! He kind of looked around. Well, nobody's going to guard me.
He waited for somebody to come pick him up. The defender fell down.
48-45.
This is where Chun just needs to stay in the lane. Don't come out.
And Walker able to draw the foul. That's 4 on Hendricks.
And that is 4 on Hendricks.
I mean, to me, it looked like he was trying to avoid contact.
You know, as physical as this game has been played,
Johnny Dawkins is livid.
Absolutely livid. I mean, Hendricks and Darius Johnson talking it over. And they have called Coach Dawkins for a technical foul, arguing the call against Hendricks. That's the fourth foul on Hendricks with 14 minutes to go.
And Sasser
makes the shot. Roger, this is a very short bench for UCF in the interior with Durr out. The question is, does Coach Johnny Dawkins gamble with Taylor Hendricks inside? We have not seen Cherno Sila here yet this evening. We see Brandon Suggs is ready to check in.
Well, Sila's a 6'11" freshman. Played a little bit, not too much this year. So after Sasser makes the 2 technicals, the lead is up to 5, and now Jarris Walker at the free throw line. And so Hendricks will sit down, and Brandon Suggs will check into the game for UCF.
It's a critical juncture for UCF on both ends of the floor. We've seen Taylor Hendricks erase defensive mistakes with block shots at the rim, and his scoring ability is he's already in double figures for the game. It's going to have to be a team rebounding effort, and somebody's going to have to pick up the scoring slack for UCF.
Walker's got 13, and Hendricks now on the bench with 12 points. Johnson struggling on the baseline, but he gets it to go and count it.
Roger, that's what we talked about a couple of minutes ago. When a controversial call comes at one end, go to the rim. Don't settle for the jump shot, because any sort of contact, and officials are human, they're going to call the foul. The interesting point is that looked no different than Hendricks. Both Sasser and Hendricks trying to avoid. They're backing up. But I got to credit the officials. They were consistent on both ends.
90% free throw shooter, Darius Johnson, so he completes the three-point play. And the lead is 4 for Houston with 13:40 left to go here from Orlando. Sasser, the nice look, and the finish by Roberts.
Cherno's got to stay with his. There's no purpose to help on that one.
Kelly driving inside and draws the foul.
Roger, you look at both of these teams shooting so well from the three-point line, but neither of them have fallen in love with the three-point shot.
True.
They have continued to attack the rim and put the pressure on the defense.
And, you know, Rich, that's a great point, because a lot of those three-point shots were with less than 10 seconds remaining to shoot and really trying to find somebody. Not necessarily in desperation mode, but, okay.
But in moving the basketball,
exactly.
Yes. By looking at those two faces, you would have no idea what the score is and who's leading.
Yeah. 4-point game. Step back, Sharp hits it.
Once again, no communication by UCF in full court pressure. That's where your back man has to talk, making sure that everybody's matched up.
Horton, you're going to call an offensive foul.
A good job by Shed keeping his head up. Nobody's matched up. C.J. Kelly basically playing a 2-2-1. That's Choon's responsibility on the skip when it's that deep. It's not the guard's responsibility to run. Choon gets caught flat-footed.
57-50. Sasser in the lane, the scoop, and in, and count it. What a move. Marcus Sasser, senior from Dallas. Showing you a little something right there.
Sasser, the little hitch, giddy up and go. Once he gets C.J. Kelly out of his defensive stance, it's over with. Now you're in help scramble mode. Sasser's way too good of a player.
Now the free throw, trying to complete the three-point play, which he does. And Houston now with their biggest lead of the night, 10 at 60-50 with 12:32 left to go. And UCF wants a timeout. Next Wednesday, UCF women's basketball returns home as they take on SMU right here at Addition Financial Arena. Join us in person or tune in live to the American on ESPN+.
Roger, so if you're Coach Johnny Dawkins, you've got a decision to make at the 12:31 mark. Do you roll the dice, put Taylor Hendricks back in the game so the game doesn't get away from you? Or do you keep him on the bench and gamble that your 5 on the floor can cut back into this lead?
Well, what would you do? You're the former coach.
I would roll the dice. I'm a riverboat gambler. I put my best player on the floor, tell him, listen, just get your hands up. You know, you don't want to pick up number 5, but he is too valuable of a player, both ends of the floor, and he changes UCF's offense. Houston can double team the ball screen anytime that it is Chun setting it, and it slows down the ball reversal because of it.
60-50, 12:25 left to go here. Houston with their biggest lead at 10. 7 to shoot. Chun inside the fall-away shot. Got it! Where's that been?
Chun showing his offensive arsenal. 4 points over his average.
Walker guarded by Johnson. Real mismatch right there. Find the open guy in the corner, and skying for the rebound was Francis. Good movement. And the 3 by Emmanuel Sharp.
It all starts with the second shot, the offensive rebound, and the extra pass. There's 2 identities that Houston has.
9 of
offensive
18.
Rebounding, Roger.
9 of 18 from three-point land, and they lead it by 11. 3 won't go there for Suggs. And you talked about the rebounding, they got another one. Deep 3 won't go. And Walker's not very happy on that.
Extra pass. Houston in the lead.
And welcome back to Orlando. Taylor Hendricks with 4 fouls, Rich.
He has played well at both ends of the floor. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 blocks. Made a couple of threes, that one off the glass. But, you know, his presence, he may have had 12 points, but his presence in the paint on the defensive end really is what kept this team close. And with him out, Houston is able to exploit the paint.
Houston with their biggest lead, 11 points, 63-52 with 11:10 left to go, and they've just been getting it done on the glass. 28 rebounds, 14 offensive rebounds. Johnson, the follow-away shot won't go. Offensive board, Suggs can't get it to go, and he gets tied up, and the possession arrow in favor of Houston.
Good hustle play by Suggs to get the offensive rebound, but he caught himself underneath, needed one of his teammates to slide to the corner to kick it out.
Sasser.
Sasser wanted a three-point shot at it. They called it on the floor.
That's what I thought they did. So 1-1.
C.J. Kelly on the reach. And if you were playing in the NBA, yes, that would be a three-point shot because of continuation. But in college basketball, there is no continuation. And we'll go to the line, shoot 1-1.
81% free throw shooter. And he misses the first one.
Francis going to get called for over the back. Foul trouble continues to pile up. C.J. Kelly with his third foul. Yes, his third foul.
So Freeman in the game now for UCF. Johnson loses it momentarily. Freeman's number 11. And in the absence of Darius Johnson, he's given them some valuable minutes. Johnson, the follow-away shot won't go. And Houston comes away with it. Mark sends it down court and in. Shed able to finish. And now it's a 13-point Houston lead.
Houston takes a tough shot and turns it into a basket.
Three from the corner. Horton can't get it to go. And here comes Sasser. (65-52). 9:40 left to go. Biggest lead for the Cougars at 13. 8 to shoot. Sasser for 3. And Suggs the rebound. Freeman underneath. June gets it. Great look by Freeman.
Ty Freeman is so good in transition. Keeps his head up. June runs the floor. They get an easy one. A rare transition basket against this Houston team.
At the 9-minute mark, Houston has been dominating the glass. Both teams shooting it awfully well from three-point land. Mark to Sasser, 6 to shoot. Sasser drops it underneath. And they're going to call the foul on Sasser.
Ty Freeman slides over, takes the charge. Sasser going to have a seat. Watch Freeman on the offensive end in transition. Nobody runs back to guard Chun. Chun catches it at the rim and finishes.
Johnson will come out of the game for UCF, and Jalen Young now in there. So it's Young and Freeman, Chun, Horton, and Suggs.
One of the things that UCF can't get lulled into sleep, they can't try and break guys down off the dribble. Houston's too good on the ball. They've got to shift the defense, try and get something after a closeout.
Horton for three.
Brandon Suggs has been the lone offensive rebounding spark for UCF. He keeps another one alive and a chance for a couple of free throws.
So Suggs now at the free throw line to shoot 1 and 1. 6'6" senior from Powder Springs, Georgia. Averages just over 7 points a game.
Roger, we're nearing that 8-minute media timeout. I wouldn't be surprised after this next media timeout to see Coach Dawkins put Taylor Hendricks back in the game for the stretch run.
And Suggs makes them both. So it's a 9-point game with 8:18 remaining here from Orlando. UCF has lost their last 2. And of course, Houston lost to Temple. And how about that move right there by Jarris Walker as he slams it home, and he'll go to the line and try to complete the 3-point play.
Walker plays like a man possessed. A lot of freshmen you would see would try and lay that in. He goes for the slam, has a chance for a 3-point play. You talk about the difference with Hendricks not in the game. Chun comes over, not able to contest that shot, but commits the foul. And Walker with a chance for a 3-point play.
Walker with the miss, he's got 15 points, 3 rebounds on the night, and the lead is at 11 for Houston with under 8 to go. Suggs back outside to Freeman. Now Jalen Young trying to drive inside, off the window, can't get it to go, but draws the foul, and we've got a timeout on the floor. The timeout, 7:48 left to go. 67-56, Houston's got the lead. And welcome back. Take a look at the AP Top 10. Purdue number 1, Alabama 2. So Houston's other loss this year was to Alabama in a game, Rich, where they were up by 14 at one point in time. And they were, what, 11 of
23, I believe.
23 from the free throw line in that game. Tennessee at 4. Kansas State lost to Iowa State last night. Arizona 6, and Virginia. Houston has defeated Virginia this year. UCLA at 8. Kansas is really struggling. They've lost 3 in a row. And they got to play Kentucky on Saturday. Yeah.
And you look at Coach Sampson's team, their only 2 losses were games in which they missed 10 or more free throws and cost them the game. And how's this stat for Coach Sampson? In the last 8 years at Houston, he has only lost back-to-back games on 2 occasions in the regular season.
That's amazing.
That's phenomenal. That's consistency.
So 1 out of 2 for Jalen Young, and it's a 10-point game with 7:45 remaining. So Hendricks back in the game with 4 fouls for UCF. And Young takes it away. Gets it to Suggs. Freeman will take it back outside. Spinning move by Young, high off the window. Won't go, but able to draw the foul. He's got some quickness to the basket.
And for a little guy, he's able to draw the foul against the longer defender. He gets bopped on the head. But that drive is set up by Ty Freeman. Ty Freeman catches it in transition, doesn't have numbers, he backs it out. Houston defense scrambling, Young able to get to the rim.
Young, an 87% free throw shooter. And he makes them both. 67-59. UCF with some full court pressure.
Trying to take some time off the clock. Have to play less time, half court defense.
Well, Shed wide open. Can't get it to go, and Young the rebound. Freeman was out in front, couldn't find him. Now the lane is wide open. Knocked loose, and Hendricks! And count it.
With Jalen Young running a slow break, he waited for somebody to come pick him up in the middle. When nobody comes to pick him up, he hits the lane. And Taylor Hendricks has a chance for the three-point play.
It looked like Roberts might have knocked it away and it went right.
I don't know if that was a
Hendricks
pass or maybe he got a little bit of arm, but in either case, UCF, the recipient of a good play, and now Taylor Hendricks can tighten it up this game, and all of a sudden, the fans are into it.
67-61.
Terrific crowd here tonight, Roger. The students, Nightmare, have shown up in force. Taylor Hendricks trying to give them something to cheer about.
No question. Well, particularly after that double overtime victory against Memphis, that crowd was really fired up. They were waiting for the next game. And UCF had to go on the road, Rich, as you well know, and they lost a couple of games to Tulane and South Florida. But great crowd tonight for this matchup with the third-ranked team in the country. So Hendricks goes to the line trying to complete the three-point play.
And Jalen Young has been a spark off the bench here late in the second half.
15 for Hendricks. (67-62). Just under 7 minutes left to go. Shed to the corner, the three-pointer won't go by Arsenault, and Freeman that rebound, and now UCF. Freeman in the lane. Ball finally grabbed by Shed, and Houston's got it with 6:15 remaining.
Freeman, good look right at the rim. Houston players stood tall. They got the mismatch.
Hendricks, Garden Shed.
Needs to be careful on this one.
7 to shoot. The runner won't go there by Walker, and it's going to stay with Houston.
And Ty Freeman blocking off. Tried to corral that one arm. Unable to.
Walker with 15 points to lead the way for Houston. Horton's got 16 to lead UCF. Eight to shoot. Deep three right there, and Emmanuel Sharp again for the three.
Emmanuel Sharp has come up huge all night long off the bench.
Johnson kicks it outside. Hendricks for three. Can't get it to go. And the rebound taken away by Roberts. 70 to 62.
It was a good drive and pitch by Johnson. Hendricks got a wide open look.
Six to shoot. Trying the baseline. Up and under. And good. Terrence Arsenault.
They set that back screen trying to get him a three. Freeman closed out too far. Arsenault made him pay.
Timeout, 4:42 left to go.
You can see the back screen, and then Freeman, Roger, if you're the defender there, you just got to pick a spot ahead of the dribbler, like the defensive back. Get the angle, put your foot on the baseline, stand your ground, take the charge. The problem was Freeman tried to run alongside him, and when that happens, it's ball game's over. You got to beat him to the next spot. Good job by Arsenault. There's a guy who knew how to play on a defense. Ran the offense. Taco Fall, B.J. Taylor, teammates on that NCAA UCF team that got all the way to within one shot of getting to the Sweet 16, falling to Duke. They had a last-second shot just rim off. And the question, Roger, does UCF have one more run left in them?
Johnson, step back, can't get it to go. Battle on the glass, and it's going to go to Houston. So they have been rebounding the basketball 34 to 20, the rebounding edge.
You got three red jerseys, and the only guy in the white jersey is the smallest guy on the floor, Young. And right now, UCF has got to get some defensive stops.
Well, right now, Young is trying to guard Roberts. Step back three and won't go that time for Emmanuel Sharp. And quickly now, Johnson to the other end. Hendricks and in.
Hendricks is just so crafty finishing at the rim.
Hendricks now with 17. 72-64. Houston with the lead and 3:38 remaining.
Well, you got your stop, you got your score. If you're UCF, now you got to start stringing them together.
7 to shoot. 3. Step back by Shed. Good defense right there by UCF.
Well, they're going to call a foul on Horton. I don't know if you can review this or not, but They need to check if the shot clock had gone
Exactly.
off before the foul was called. And they're going to go to the review as we go to break.
We'll take a pause here. 3:19 remaining. 72-64 Houston. And welcome back. We've got a official review of the previous play.
Well,
There was a foul called, Rich, and so take us through it.
Here's what they're looking at. Watch Horton at the bottom of your screen. He has his arm on his back with 1 second, but he doesn't pull him until the clock hits 0. So what he does after it hits 0 is meaningless. So the official has to decide, did he pull him before it hit 0? I mean, there you see in the background, it's at 0. You know, I'm not sure what they're going to call, but it looks to me like the contact and the pull really doesn't happen until the clock hits 0.
72-64, Houston with the lead. Rich, they've got 5 guys in double figures, and maybe none more important to them tonight than number 21, Emmanuel Sharp, who has got 14 points. He's hit 4 out of 6 from three-point land. Just been terrific.
Sharp has been the spark off the bench that the Cougars needed when Sasser got in foul trouble. You know, you look at teams like Houston, who are ranked so high, number 3 now. They were number 1 in the country. Emmanuel Sharp is a perfect reason for why that happens, because here's a guy who's not playing a lot, but he's ready to go when it's his turn, and he has delivered for Coach Sampson's team.
Well, averaging 6 points a game, a couple rebounds, but on the season, a 40% three-point shooter. So has the ability from out there, and he's certainly shown it tonight.
Well, he certainly has, as we look at the 3 officials huddling, and the guy in the back is Katie Burdett, is the guy who called the foul. So he's kind of
he's the crew chief.
He looks to be explaining it to his fellow officials as we see the replay again. He does not look like he pulls them until it hits 0, but we will see.
All right, Rich, you got an explanation?
Well, it's an interesting call. So the call is a foul on Horton prior to the shot clock expiring. After they reviewed it, they have raised the foul to a flagrant 1 because they said he pulled, I guess it's Sharp, who's shooting the free throw. He pulled Sharp down. So Houston will get 2 free throws and the ball.
Wow.
And that is a huge, huge turn of events after a solid defensive effort on that possession by UCF.
And Sharp makes them both. He's now got 16. All right, so now 74-64, 10-point lead for Houston. They've got the basketball.
Well, now it's time scoring situation for Houston. You don't have to be in a hurry. Take some time off the clock, run your offense, see what you can get.
5 to shoot. And Shed driving to the basket. And he's fouled by Kelly. So tonight, 10 out of 16 from the free throw line. On the year, they're a 70% free throw shooting team, but struggled mightily in that loss, Rich, to Temple. They were 11 of 21 in that game. And oh, by the way, Temple was 20.